Welcome to Pandas from LABLect3 course Artificial Intelligence and Big Data. The section Pandas, which is long, data analyzing and visualization. We already started from NumPy. Second section of the data visualization and data analyzing of LABLect3 is a Pandas. So today lectures is the theoretical part to explain about the pandas, and then we will dive into hands-on exercise. So during today's lecture, we will cover data analyzing and visualization, quickly come to the pandas, and we will explain that the pandas is one of the Python library of the data analysis and visualization. What's the pandas, language behind the pandas, and why was the pandas created? Why really we need the pandas? There is a many environment like Excel which we can do like pandas. Then we will answer this question, advantages of the pandas, and some interesting facts about the pandas. Then we will finish this lecture by some conclusion. So this is the lab lecture of AI and Big Data course. My name is Professor Abul Qasim. Okay, introduction to Pandas. What's the Pandas? Pandas is open source Python library that provided data structure and data analyzing. So as you see here, which this image I created, that give us the opportunity to provide many sort of data visualization and analyzing, which you're already familiar with a normal environment like Excel. Before we dive into Pandas, just remind you, this is Pandas part of data analyzing and visualization. What we are doing, that visualization, because understand the pattern, we already discussed in the NumPy, and this data visualization and analyzing is part of big picture, which is the AI and big data. So one of reason we touch pandas, because pandas is good for big data, and this course is about the big data. So that's why pandas is useful. And remember, pandas is a library of the Python. We already started NumPy, which is numerical operation, but in this lecture, we will touch pandas for data manipulation. So the different numerical operation. So when we say NumPy, this is come from numerical Python. But for pandas, which is for manipulation, you may ask why we call it pandas, because this is deal with the manipulation. So pan come from panel, and das, da come from data. So we call it getting the pan from here, panel, and data, we call it DA, panda. And the S is simply added to make the names flow better. So in the coming hands-on exercise and lecture, matplotlib, which is the basic plotting, and Seaborn statistical, which is not covered for this lecture, we will touch later. So introduction to pandas. So as I mentioned, that is open source library, Python library that provides data structure and data analyzing. It is simplifies working with the structured data such as table and time series, make it easier to manipulate, clean, visualize data. One of the main reasons Pandas is so popular is two primary data structure. So remember, we will touch two primary data structure. One is the data frame, and the other is the series. So these two data structure allows different handling data, and they are optimized, for handling and missing data. So this allows user to handle large data set without significant drop in speed. Moreover, pandas provide tools for reading and writing data various format like CSV, Excel, SQL database, make it versatile for different data input and output operation. So why and what is the pandas? We already mentioned that open source and for manipulating, and two important data structure series and data frame. Language behind pandas, which is written in a Python, a programming known for its simplicity, readability, wide adoption in the data science community. Python, due to rich ecosystem of library, this is very good, which pandas integrate seamlessly with NumPy, Matplotlib, SciPy, something like that. For instance, pandas use NumPy under the hood to ensure that numerical operations are fast and efficient. So this is the point. Additionally, when it comes to data visualization, pandas works well with Matplotlib, allowing users to create various plots directly from pandas object. This combination of tools makes Python and pandas a powerful due to data analyzing world. As you see here, so the Python is very popular. So now, why was the pandas created? This is the 2008 Wes McKinney, creator of pandas, developed this library to address a critical gap in Python data analyzing capabilities. At that time, existing tools for data manipulation, particularly in Python, were either too slow or too inflexible to handle growing demands of the modern analyzing. So pandas makes it flexible. So and also fast manipulating. Industry very popular, and today pandas continue widely used in the finance, but its application extend to various other industries. Similar library, as I mentioned, there is many library like Excel, but the main important thing that this is used for big data. So this is exactly big data. So this course also is a big data. So this is give us the facility to us to process large data set. So pandas makes it powerful, and flexibility in the data manipulation, because Python has a flexibility. So pandas support a variety of format like CSV, JSON. So this makes very for many aspects that is acceptable, but many community. Lastly, ability to integrate the Python libraries such as scikit-learn for machine learning. This is the makes or Matplotlib for visualization makes the pandas a critical part of the Python data science stack. And advantages of pandas. Has a wide range of advantages made this is preferred library for data analyzing. Okay, let's go over some of key strengths. First, fast and flexible data structure. The two primary data structures, series and data frame, provided flexibility. We will start with the series and data frame. Remember, in the hands-on exercise, provide flexibility in how data is presented and manipulated. Handling, missing data. Pandas has a built-in method to handle missing data seamlessly. Whether you need to field, drop, interpolate missing value, pandas make this easy. So efficient group by operation. So we will touch in exercise, in assignment, we will touch for missing, pandas group by, remember. Grouping and aggregating data is common task in data science. Pandas offer efficient tools for this. Whether you are calculating sums, means, other statistical for group data, pandas does it efficiently. Seamless integration with the data visualization library. Pandas work well with the library like Matplotlib, Seaborn. We will see, we will practice, and we will dive in the Matplotlib and Seaborn to visualize our data. So, and this is the excellent for time series data. Time series data analyzing is a crucial aspect of the field like finance. Pandas has a robust tools for handling time stamp data, making it indispensable for time series forecasting and data analyzing. So wonderful. Let's see some interesting fact about the pandas. So Pandas is used extensively across the various industries like finance, economy, biology. So this is good. So its ability, handle, many ability to handle a time series. So this is good. Handle stock market data. This is good, and compute various finance statistic. And in the biological science, researchers use pandas to analyze large data set, big data from genomic study. So this is very good, and epidemiological data. One of reason pandas remain, powerful, its active community and user contributor. This ensures that continuous improvement, bug fix, and new feature keeping pandas cutting edge of the data analyzing tools. And as a conclusion, to continue, pandas is more than just a library for data manipulation. More than really library. It is essential tools for everyone working with the pandas in the Python. It is, flexibility, performing, and integration with the Python library makes very good environment. Whether you are working on the large data set, performing finance, analyzing, or creating machine learning model, pandas offers tools you need to efficiently handle and analyzing data. This is what already needed for pandas. Welcome to hands-on exercise section, Introduction to Pandas, LABLect3. So for now, let's go for the collab and open the new notebook. So as an introduction to pandas, we can change the name. So this is, as we mentioned, the pandas is a very upgraded version of the Excel, but more feature for handling data. Today we are going to start off with one of the core components that we already mentioned, two important data structure, series and data frame. We will start with the series object. Trust me, once you get the hands-on exercise of the series, you will the hang of series. You will be building more complex data structure in no time. So, what exactly is a series? You can think of it is as a cousin to the NumPy array. You already know NumPy. This is cousin of NumPy. Both are great for handling data, but series come with a special superpower. It can be labeled with an index. Instead of just using numbers to reference data, you can assign custom label to each value. This is a game changer for organizing and accessing information. And one of more thing, series can hold any Python object. Not just number. So this is wonderful. Alright, let's jump into some code. First, we need to import two essential library, NumPy and Pandas. So import Pandas as a PD. Alliance, remember, right? For here is a PD. And import NumPy as a what? As a, yes, NP. So what we need to import these two. NumPy, as many of you know, is a core library for numerical operation, and Pandas is built on top of it. So first we build this one on top of NumPy. This means you will often use both together when working with data. Here we've imported them using their standard abbreviation, NP for NumPy and PD for Pandas. Okay, let's make a, to save time, I just make it here. So as a big one, let's put here. So let's start by creating a series from a list. Okay, but before we need to make some list and then go for series. So let's make labels like A, B, and C. This is the labels, and my list, let's say for example 10, 20, 30, right? And we run it. So let's make a series, right? To do so, we define, we already defined two variables, right? This is the labels and list of a string, and my list is a hold actual data when we want our series. To convert this list into pandas series, what we need to do? Simply pd pandas, then series. We need to convert, use the pd series and pass in our my list as a data argument. So data argument, I will put my list. Notice that we haven't specified any label yet, so pandas will assign the file numeric index. This is the point. Now let's add those custom labels. By passing label as an index parameter, each value in series get an associated label. How? Simply we say index labels, then through this one we can have a okay, you can see that already label. We see this is incredibly useful when you want to reference value by something more meaningful than just a number. Okay, next, which let's take, we already finished this one. So creating a series from NumPy array. To do so, let's say define array. We are going to use the array NumPy, then array, and like the list we already use it, 10, 20, 30, and then we just pandas using the series, we just call it here. So what would become, can you guess? Yes, exactly what we did before without label, right? Now if here array is an array number, when you convert it to series using pd.series, pandas assign numeric indexes by default. So now pay attention, just like before, we simply pass a label again as an index parameter, and boom, each value is now labeled. So how to do so? Simply you need to add one index labels. So through this one, see here, no label. When I executed. This is the label. So, okay. So let's make creating series from dictionary. Finally, let's look at dictionaries. Pandas loves dictionaries because they always have a key value pairs, which naturally map to label and data in a series. Let's do some hands-on exercise. Like A, we put the value 10. B, we put value 20. C, we assign very, right? And simply, we need to use pandas PD series, just call dictionary. Remember that we already, so what is the problem here? So we call it, yeah, this is a column problem. So here, okay, this one. Okay, good job. So when you pass a dictionary into P series, the key become the indexes and the value become data points. Okay. So series can hold different data to save time, because many things I want to teach, but I have a limited time. Video is getting longer, so I'm finding the way how to decrease the time. Okay, what's so cool about this series is that they can hold all kind of data, not just number. So this is the issue which we try to show here. Pandas series and data labels. So in that case, so here, okay, series data. So okay, this should be labels. Okay, so great. So as you can see, you can create series from the labels list itself, and pandas will happily handle it. What more cool is that can even store function, you know, in a series like here. For example, PD series, like some print len. Although it is unlikely you do this often, still it is demonstrate the flexibility of data type, right? This is showing that flexibility of data type, no problem. So now let's accessing data using index. Okay. Now let's talk about how to access data in series. Okay, before let's define series 1, PD series, defined one list 1, 2, 3, 4, and then define one index. So put some name of country, for example, USA, like Iran, like Korea, like Pakistan. For okay. India, Uzbekistan. This is just example. So remember those labels, you can use them just like dictionary keys. We've created a new series 1, with the countries as a label and some random number as data. Let's say we want to access data to USA. So if we put ser1, this will be randomly assigned some number. By passing a label, for example, we just put ser1, for instance, Iran, into a square bracket. Pandas quickly look up to the corresponding value, just like how you would retrieve a value from a dictionary. It is efficient and super easy to use, right? Easily shows the value. And let's see some operation on the series and conclude this section. Oops. So as we already mentioned, the same we bring here. Okay. So let's make series 2. For instance, keep let's say Uzbekistan, and change another country, for example, India. So remember, when we go for ser1 plus ser2 as operation, Iran is here and Iran here will be we will have in the table with the number of index number, but since USA changed and Uzbekistan will be shows none, and like India, Pakistan none, but for Korea will be shows the index number. You see here, Iran same, right? And Korea number and shows number, because this Iran was a 2, here index 2 is 4, Korea was 3 index and Korea same 3, but the others who was the new, it was showing none. Okay, all right, that's the wrap on series. We'll cover a lot, from creating series from lists, arrays, and dictionaries to performing operation and accessing data by label. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into DataFrames, another important data structure of Pandas, which build on concept of series and take your data analyzing to the next level. See you there. Hey everyone, welcome to course on Pandas data frames, part of data analyzing and visualization. Here we are going to dive deep into how data frame as a very important data structure work, how you can select and manipulate data, how you can use indexing efficiently. We'll also take a look at multiple indexing in advanced put powerful Pandas feature. Let's jump into it. To show you, as I prepared this one, we will discuss selection and indexing, creating a new column, removing column, selecting rows, selecting a subset of rows and column, conditional selection, more index detail, and multiple index and index hierarchy. If you are not familiar with this one, and if you are very basic knowledge, you can pause the video, search about that, read something, and then continue for hands-on exercise. I show this one for two purposes. One, to let you about the our hands-on exercise table of content, and also I will copy paste for saving time. Okay, so what you need to do, go to the collab, new directory, new notebook, and then you can write pandas data frame. First, we need to import, pandas and numpy, as we'll be using them to handle our data and random number generation. Always we need to do import pandas as a PD and import numpy as a NP. Also, we need to, because we are going to use numpy random, we need to specify one more thing from numpy random import rand, and you remember that distribution, normal distribution. So that would be useful for us. Maybe some of you ask why we use this one. Can anybody explain? Please pause the video and think about it. Why we need to use this one? Okay, did you pause the video? Okay, the answer is if we don't use this line, anytime we need to use NP during the code, then put the random and then dot rand, normal distribution, rand, this one. Always we need to use this code during the program. But when we use importing this one, then we can use only this one. So we don't need to use this because we already import here. This is the one important point you may ask me while I am doing. Okay, to do randomizing, we'll set a seed for NumPy random number generator to ensure reproducibility. Reproducibility means ability for reproduce. This means that every time we run this notebook, we'll get the same set of random. For random number, for producing random number, usually start from 1 point. That point, we call it as a starting point. But in the computer science, it looks like when we put some sort of plant, when you put a seed inside the plant, then plant growing. This seed, same here means starting. So seed, S-E-E-T, is a starting point because every random number is based on some algorithm. So if we fix this seed number, anytime when we run, we can get the same random number. If you don't set the seed value, then every time random number would be different. So to generate and make sure reproducibility of random number, and every time when we run the notebook, we get the same set of random number, we need to define, NP random. We need to define seed, for example, 101. So we'll initiate a data frame using random value, and for that we will specify the index and random number. Okay, so let's consider pandas. So data frame rand. See, here, since I use this one, I can use this one. So for run, we will use, and then we need to do indexing. A, B, C, D, E, split, column, columns W, X, Y, Z, split. Can you tell me what would be the result of this? Can you get, this should be, this is the class and case sensitive. So if you put a data frame like this, you will get the error. Or if you put data frame like this, you will, because it's case sensitive, so you should be very careful about that one. One question before I start continue. Did you know what's the meaning of data frame? Data frame, if you know the R programming language, table using the keyword class data frame. Here is using same concept of R programming for table using this class. So this is more flexible than table. So that's why they call it data frame. But meaning means table. And more flexible, more options, many things you can manipulate data. So more functionality than table. So that's why they call data frame. So if this is the data frame, then when we say, okay, DF means data frame, pandas. So random number distribution, this is using NumPy because we already use NumPy. That means they are saying, okay, draw one table, right? That table has many rows and many columns. So in this column, showing that for the column should be A, B, C, like D, E, and for for this is the for row, this is the for row, this is for column. Let's start from W. So X, Y, and Z. So this is the rows A, B, C, D, and E. You can press F7, F11 to make it notebook cover whole page. So the value inside here would be random number because we use the NumPy. So this is when we say indexing here, when we say column, we would be here. Okay. So let's see the result. Okay, so we need to check. Okay, the problem is the PD is not defined. Data frame PD. Here this should be seed. Okay, this should be defined. NP we already defined this one. Okay, because we need to run this one as well as now define here 5 and 4 means 5 rows and 4 columns. So 5 refer to the rows and 4 related to the column. Remember, we put the random number should be same as this set with the rows and with the column. So why cannot show? Because we didn't print it. So you need to DF. Okay, great. So this is the ABCD, and you can see the number fixed with this one. Okay, so let's go for selection and indexing. We can use this one as well. So not bolding, just as a try for this exercise. Okay, let's start by learning how to select. One more point I would like to mention. Maybe some of you raise a question. In the previous hands-on practice, we touched to series, and here data frame. What are the difference between data frame and series? Simply, series is one-dimensional, but data frame is two-dimensional. What does it mean? Means this is series. This is one series. This is one series. It's like array, one-dimensional array. So this data frame including 4 series. Got it? Okay. Let's continue. So to select data from our data frame, one of most basic tasks in Pandas is selecting column, means selecting one series. So if you want to select this series, how you can do? I want cut only this series, this column. So can you do it? Yes, simply data frame. You just put this series, means this column name. So easily you can reach to same value here. This is very useful for in a pandas in the pandas. So this. Notice that how it is written as a pandas series. Remember, entirely one-dimensional. So with a label access. So what if we want to select multiple columns, multiple series? Can you tell me how? In this case, we can pass a list of column names. Then simply you use it like, for example, Z. You will see 2 columns here. Okay, here, because as you see the error here, we need to, it is 2-dimensional, so we need 2 square bracket. And yes, one more we need here. Okay. Great. Okay, you can see 2 series, and there is you may see here, convert this data frame, means this table to interactive table, and this is for suggested charts. So if you press this, will give you some functionality which you can search inside the table, search by index, search by this series, W, search by Z. Let's check it out. So when you do same table, but give you some options, and you can use filter. For instance, if you are looking for a specific rows, this is the index D. If you press D, you will only filter by D. If you put A, it will be A. If you want to put a specific number of the W, means 0.2 to 0.4, so only this number. If you make it 9, this will become. So this is you can do same for Z. For search by all field, for instance, you are looking for 0.80, this will be do like that. And also there is a suggested chart, draw through different type of chart. So categorical distribution, 2D distribution, time series, and values, factor distributed. And then if you click to each one, it will be add a cell with the code and make it bigger. When you press this one, this will be a matplotlib import we will teach in the coming notebook, but just to see, when you press, the cell will become. and if you press, that makes bigger of this one. So this will be run, and you will see here like axis W and Z value, and then draw the charts as you can see. Okay, let's come back to our main discussion. Here, as I said, this is the series. To make this is really series, we can let's check out with the type of that one. To check type of this, which I mentioned, this is the series, we can just try to do type, right? Then df, okay, and then what was that? It was w. So it will be show us that type is the series. Okay, because okay, as you can see in the key error is because of W. Okay, because we don't, as I said, this is the case sensitive, should be capital, so that problem, yeah. So type of here showing that is series. Great, type is series. So data frame, every column is a series. Okay, now there is an alternative way to select a column using dot notation, similar SQL, but I highly recommend not to use it. Let me show first. Data frame, you may use like this. This is similar this one, so you can get the same result. Not used because it can lead issue, especially if your column name conflict with the method name. So as much as possible, don't use it. Okay, let's go for another section, which is creating new column. Let's create a new column when we can do it by performing operations on existing column. In this example, we will create a new column that sums value of column W and Y. So we define data frame. Let's make new one. Then we data frame W plus data frame Y. It will be add two data frame. So here we had like W, X, Y, Z. It will be add one new here. We need to show and print it. Yes, one new come here. As there we go, we have a new column, right? Creating new column in the pandas is this easy, and it allows powerful data manipulation. So let's removing column. So to removing column, what if we want to remove the new created column? So if you want to remove that one, we can use drop method for this. By default, the drop method, so drop methods, so we already add new, now we are going to drop it. So there is a point when we are going to drop it, by default, drop method doesn't modify data frame in place. So let's drop the new column without making permanent change. So in that case, so you will see, okay, there is a point why not column new already, omitted? This is one question. Another question, as a class activity, why I use access 1? So what the meaning is? So the point is I want to omit this column. Another question comes. If I want to omit the rows, then what should I do? This is the question. Please pause it and answer to me. Okay. The answer is when we use the access 1 means we want to remove the column. If we use the access 0, we want to use the rows. So when I use the 1, I want to remove this. When I want to 0, I want to remove, for example, row A. So as you see, either using access 1 or 0, row A and column new didn't drop and omitted, because in the data frame, when we try to remove it, automatically, this is very important point. Maybe this is the question of exam. For instance, here is your DB, and here is a screen we see here. So whatever, suppose we draw some table here as shown in the screen. There is another data frame, another color. So when I try to delete it, omit it, or drop from the table, from the screen, the main table will be no change. On the screen table on here in the notebook will be deleted. But what we see here, data frame showing this one. So if I want, after dropping, to see this one, I have a two way to see. We need to deal with two things. First of all, let's do one by one. This table means this data frame already, after using drop, already remove new. But what you see here showing this one, the main data. Why Pandas using this strategy? Because the data is very important. Sometimes when you add, remove some process manipulating, should be same data in a main database should be stay without change, unless you specifically tell, okay, if I delete here, also delete here. If you don't say, by default, only delete here. So first question is, you want to see this one. So already drop from the main data frame. Already drop, but here showing this one. I want to show this. To do so, simply, you need to define another data frame. Let's say data frame new, and let's say show me data frame new. So I put it here, and if I ask show this one, it will be show this one, means you will not see the new. See? Wow, it's great. So if I am seeing this one, I want to delete the row D. If I press this, error, because row is not the new was column. So if I put, for example, D, drop, if I don't put like this, like before, will show this one. See, D already removed. So I want to see DF, means this one. See, already exists. So main data not change, but already manipulated data already change. So there is a one point. I want to teach you one great point, which is very useful. I want to tell, okay, please change also this data. You know, if I show this one, as you can see, D is exist. If I want to ask, go and change this data, you need to put in place as a true. Means go and in place change this data. See, it will be removed. Wow. That means usually when you don't use in place, it is false. So by default, in place is false. Either you write it down or not write it down. So if you don't write, means by false, don't change this one, only change this one. So if when you are saying true, that means change that one. You got it? I explain very nice with many great example and drawing. You cannot find such explanation easily everywhere. So please, you should respect the value of my explanation. So if I put the in place, I want to remove, you know, if I put the new, and because new is a column, I have to do this. So previously here, I didn't use in place. So new not remove. But here, when in place, let me put false. So already see, you can see new, not affected here because it's false. But if you say true, means change this one. Wow, that is great. Very nice explanation. Okay. And now, beside column, we can also draw rows. Already explained. Let's go for the selecting rows. So let's clean it and come here to see how we can selecting a specific rows. So we need to put as a title, selecting rows. So when we would like, let's talk first about the selecting rows. One way to do this using the loc, L-O-C method, like how df.loc, okay, we would like to select a specific rows, which select rows based on the label. So, for example, one row is A. So if we want to grab the rows label A, we can do like this one. So we want to grab this one. So it will be shows rows A and then showing the here A, W, X, Y, Z. It will be grab. This is row, right? So sometimes you want to use based on the index number of row. For example, this row is 0, 1, 2, 3. So what you can use it? So you can use data frame. Instead of loc, you use iloc, means index loc. For example, this is the 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3. So if you use 3, it will be shows C. Okay. Okay, good job. Now let's do selecting subset of rows and column. It means this table, I want to use only this pixel, or I want to use this portion, means slicing. I want to slice this portion, or I want to use this cell. This is also possible. Let's see how we can do it. So, for instance, I want you, for example, this cell, B row, column Y. So df log P and Y. Y exactly shows this value, BY. How about select AB WY? WY. That means select this one, WY. This cell, this one, and no need. We can use this 4. We can use this 4, right? This 4. So then you need to say log AB and column WY. So df log. Then you need to define one more inside. A, B, then W, remember should be capital, be careful, otherwise same problem happen again. Exactly, see this and this and this and this, these 4 selected. Okay, until here so far so good. You seems very happy. You will be very professional AI and big data professional expert. What happened? Conditional selection. So one of Pandas' most powerful feature is the ability to make conditional selection, which is very similar to how we work with the NumPy array. Let's look at how we can apply conditions to our data frame. So let's see our table again. Here our framework, again, we can check for all value greater than 0 using this simple condition. For example, we could say condition bigger than 0. Then what would be happen? This is bigger than 0 would be okay. And for other, which is, not bigger than 0, then you see what would be happen. It will be written that this is true, this is false. See? True, this is false. So now, as you, this is showing booleans, right? So showing which one is right and which one is not bigger than 0. And now, so let's make showing that we want to only value greater than 0 or display, while the other replace with none, which represent missing data in the pandas. So I want to say I don't like to see negative. Only I want, how can I do? I want to see whole value. Here, showing none means not bigger than 0. How? Because this is showing true and false. I want to see the number which is bigger than 0. But here I cannot see number. What can I do? Please pause the video. Class activity. Okay, you already paused the video. To do so, we need to do like this. In that case, will show us none for the negative one. So only greater than 0 display. So we can also apply conditional selection to a specific column. For instance, I want to say only apply this condition for, let's grab all rows where, for instance, W column has value greater than 0. So this is the W. Only greater than 0, you grab it. So in that case, you use, you will say, okay, conditions saying, for example, for column W is bigger than 0. So only will show these two because I made it conditions. Only rows W has a positive or return. We can then change with the other column selection. For instance, let's grab W column from the filter row. Then in that case, you need to do if you do like this, then this will be grab only value from W. Okay, to explain more about this one, consider this is the filtering. So that means when we do filter, this data frame shows Y. So if suppose if you remove the filtering, what will you see? You see this is the table, right? When you just saying show me Y, this will be shows Y. This is the Y, so shows here. If I saying just showing me filtering, means this one filter W column, W column filter it. That means bigger than 0, means showing true, false, true, false. So this is showing true, false, true, false. If I am saying, okay, show me like this, this will be shows only DF filter by W is true. Means here W only it is true. So when I am saying DF filter, only showing these two. So if I say, for example, Y, it is this true, this 3 true. So result would be these 3 rows. So if I change to Y, see? So when I'm using this one, that means this is the filter. Only, as you see here, only filter these 2 rows, W true, this showing A and C. C showing A and C. A and C, okay? Then when I add the Y, means use filter, just showing the Y, showing these 2 only. Okay? If I want to use Y and, for example, X and Y, how should I use only these 2 column, only these rows and column, X and Y? Pause the video. Okay, so simply we need to use put X here. In that case shows this for X and Y with this filtering. Wow, great. So remember, if you don't put these 2 brackets, this will not receive inside the data frame should be list. You will get the error. Okay, so remember you should put the square bracket here. And okay, let's come back here. So you already learned many components, and also filter also can make some conditions. For instance, you say and, right? You could say this, you can put this inside parentheses and another parenthesis, another conditions. For instance, Y so you will say for instance let's say data frame y bigger than 1. So you already put two condition. So that means x bigger than 0 and y, this is the y, bigger than 1. So bigger than 1, you will see that bigger than 0 and y bigger than 1. Yes, everything is okay. So you will see this is because our y is not, none of them is bigger than y. So you may say bigger than 0 too. Then it will be, okay, this is bigger than 0, right? This is the bigger than 0, w is this, and y bigger than 0.2, it is 2. So this is this one, so this is the AND condition, should be shows this rows. Why not showing? What's the problem? Data frame, okay. When you see, wow, key error is a y. This is the case sensitive. So if you make it capital, error will be removed. Okay, good job. So let's go for the another section, which is more index detail. Let's move on some more index manipulations. We can reset index of our data frame to the default integer index using the which when we want to reset. If we want to do the reset, we can use some method which is reset method. Reset, yeah, exactly, reset index. So through this one, we will reset our df, and we can see we already reset to because we already did many process. When we want to do reset, we can come back to the old index to the column. Okay, you can see here. Okay, as you can see, after reset, we cannot see any change. Let's this. So remember, we already did some change in the screen. As you remember, I said main data frame. We need to show main data frame. Either remove this one. Yes, already you saw it. When you see here, you're asking show df. So when you do reset, actually, here you may remember, you should understand this one is very important. Reset index means primary key is A, B, C, D already defined. I want to, instead of this one, I want to put 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And then put this one as another column, another series index, right? But another name as some column. But main index at the moment is ABCD. When I do reset, this will be index change from ABCD. This will be come to the column, one column added, and here it will be right 0, 1, 2, 4, because we already defined this one here at the beginning of our hands-on practice. Remember, right? Let's back to here. So here, as you see, when I am running, I cannot see because reset index should add me 0, 1, 2. So what should I do? One way means I define like df under reset name. That's not exact reset, right? and then try to show that one. If I do this, you will see 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. Wow, is it great? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is possible. Or another way, you remove these two, only show this one, you will see same. For instance, if you remove this one, if you just showing this, would be same. So two way, I already taught. Okay, anyway, so this reset will be reset your index. Now is this one. So that means it is similar. We type at the beginning 0, 1 instead of ABC, we put like this, 0, 1, 2 like that. And then column add index X, W, Y, because one column already added. Okay, so this is very nice point. In the exam, this might be one question. So now we add a new column. So how about I want to add one more column here, right? I want to add one more column here. How? If you want to add one more column, simply you add for example, new. So new int. We want to add one column like a state name, United States name. So let's help me coding to type it so they understand that I'm going to add. So here already adding one state. So it will be show me one column which is CA, New York, WY, OR, CO, and then column name, it will be a state name. So this will be added. See? Okay, great job. So now I want to make this one as an index, but now index is ABCD. I want to make this one as an index. Simply, this is the point. df set index, then as a state. So this will be bring the state here, replace with this one. Good job. So a state column now is the index of data frame. Please notice how the previous index has been removed. If you want to modify data frame in place, we can use in place true argument. So if you use, remember, right? Remember in place. So value, if by default is a false, true, then I can show this one. That makes already on the main DB also this will be implemented. So permanently change to a state in DB. Okay, good job, great. Let's go very important, and we are going to finish this section. I'm going to show you very important section, multi-index and index hierarchy, which is last part but not least. I'm sure you are enjoying a lot. I'm teaching very simple, very straightforward, but going to the deep. I feel you are very happy. So let's make some class activity. Can you please pause the video and try to bring using the pandas, draw this one. Just as a guide you, this is the tuple and G1, you see, right? G1, 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 G2, 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 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you make, this is the question of exam. In the exam, same will be happen. You should be very professional for such a thing. Okay, pause the video. Now try to think about this one. After thinking that one, how we can make this one. So we already categorized, bring to the G, because G1, you see here, it was G1, G1, G1. So it's G1 repeated. Then here is 1, 2, 3. So finally we would like to like this. So think about it. And just help you, we can use some list. You can consider outside list, inside list, and tuple plus pandas. You can do this one. Pause the video. Okay, as you saw, here we have a list. You need to, for instance, outside list, inside list, and then use the list and numpy. So to save time, I just outside list and inside list. So for this one, outside list, then list can get this one, and this is repeated, right? Then what you need to do, you need to bring to the list. So you will bring outside list and inside list. Inside through the tuple, you bring this higher index here using the pandas multi-indexing, and then you will get this result. So then to bring to the outside, you need to define data frame pandas as a data frame. And so as you see, this is the already defined 6 row, and we have a 2 column, and our index, higher index, which is our index, right? So higher index, and also because we have a 2 index, as you saw here, we have a 2 index, right? One outside index, inside index. So this is the index. Higher is both outside and inside. And column, we have a 2 column. So we have a 2 column simply, and you can run it. So what is the error? Can you tell me? So I think this is okay, and this is okay. 6, 2, data frame capital, PD pandas. Oh, what is this? Okay. Great job. There is one question as a class activity. Can we make it simple, this coding? Yes, you may remember I told you at the beginning the reason we are using the numpy random this line, because we want to use rand n individually. So automatically we imported. We don't need put numpy random rand n. So if we do is okay, but that is extra coding. So we don't need this part because we already imported, right? Remember. This is great job. Okay. Now we have a multiple level of index. So we have a multiple level of index instead of one index. So if we want to grab all rows where outer index in G1, so in that case you can only select G1 simply. How? Data frame log, remember, and then simply G1. So it will be selected, this G1. This will be selected. Right? Great. And this written a sub framework containing only rows and where the out layer index is G1, right? So also we can only focus to the, for example, one row. I want to show this one. So how to do? So simply you go use this one. You will use log. Remember, log column name. So it will be put 1 here, A, B here. Exactly. So we get the rows where the outer index is G1 and the inner index is 1. So we can also assign name to the index level. So here we can put here index, this is the group. I want to write some group here and write number here. As these two index, I want to put some title. How to do? So just index naming. Data frame, index, names. Then we need to assign some value like group or name. Group, and for instance so then we want to show data frame. So pretty nice, showing this one. Okay, I'm going to finish. Only I would like to explain about the XS method. XS method is very powerful method, which very useful when we want to do some for instance, I want to cut exactly G1 index. The reason we divided like that, this is possibility to cut some group indexing. So I want to select this one. Sometime then I will talk about the argument level. I want to choose group 1, for example, these two, group 1, number 2, group 2, number 2. Then I will use the level. So let's do the pink one. If you want to do pink one, then you simply need to use df XS method, right? For example, G1. Then it will be cut G1. You can make it G2, right? Only select G2. This is G2. Here, 11385, this one, G2. So then I would like choose from G2 only row 1, number 1. So simply I use it, very powerful. So only use number 1, but you need to make it in as a tuple, as a inside the parenthesis. Then that would be okay. So choose only 1. So G2 only 1. Choose this one. Then I want to use G1 and G2 row 2. Then I need to use level 1. So df XS, then level 2, index 2, level number, because this is level number 2. Then it will be bring the G1, this one, and G2, this row, only this 2. Very nice. Okay, congratulations. That wraps up our introduction to DataFrame. We did many sections. So let's quickly recap. Start from Pandas DataFrame. We created how to create a table with the selecting and indexing. So easily we can do the selection and indexing and some graph working. Then we use like object-based to choose only a specific column, which is series. And we said, okay, one data frame looks like table, and this is the series data frame. This is one-dimensional, bus data frame is a multi-dimensional. Then we said, okay, if you want to drop either column or rows, you can row 0, column is 1. And then already explained this one. When we want to use selecting subset of rows, you use the lock one. You can slicing, you can use some conditional and then play with the conditional, do filtering. When you use the resetting index, it will be add 0, 1 and bring your current index as a column. Then we explain about multi-indexing. We come to this multi-indexing, which is useful because if we make a multi-indexing easily through simple method like XS and labeling, we can play with the multi-indexing. So you should now have a solid understanding of how to work with the pandas data frames and make the most out of indexing. Okay, thank you very much. Practice and practice, please. See you on the next section.